The play against the Cardinals on 3rd and 10, but 46, Brent Alexander is the one who comes cleanly. And that's the thing about the Cardinal defenses, blitzes. They always have one guy you can't block, and he comes cleanly and gives the quarterback a shot.
3rd and 5. Back split behind Cunningham. Ed West, the new tight end, is in motion. Here comes the blitz. Cunningham gets rid of it. He's got Barnett. Barnett breaks the tackle of Alexander. First down, Eagles at the 42 of Arizona.
That was a courageous play by Randall Cunningham. I mean, an unblocked blitzer, and sometimes the quarterback is responsible for that guy you can't block. I mean, you have to make him miss one way or another. And Cunningham did. He felt the pressure. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you fall, you just feel it. And he knew he had the crossing route, which is a good route against man-for-man defense. And Fred Barnett is one of the strong receivers in the NFL. Very strong.
That's a gain of 14, and bad news for the Cardinals as their middle linebacker Eric Hill is assisted to the bench. Garth Jacks, the longtime middle linebacker backup, has taken his place.
Best name, football name in the league. Garth Jacks.
Sounds like a cartoon name. Hand off to Waters up the middle. On first down, he cracks the 40 to the 39-yard line, but another flag is down.
That was Michael Bankston on that stop, Vern. And, you know, a week ago, Buddy Ryan was saying our defense got burned, and everybody was trying to make the Pro Bowl. He said, hey, everybody was trying to do too much, and said, what I want out of my defensive guys.
Number 76 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
What I want of my defensive guys this week is to everybody just do your job. Don't try to, be all pro this week.
That holding call is on Barrett Brooks, the rookie left tackle. You're looking at Michael Bankston. Brooks, expect to see him to get a lot of action today.
They're going to attack him. The Cardinals will attack him this evening.
Bernard Williams, who was the starter there last year, is serving a 6-game suspension, violation of the drug policy of the league. That catch is made right flat. Good catch. Up in the air, Fred Barnett.
Fred Barnett just has great body control, Vern. And there's a lot of very good receivers. There's Swan. There's a guy the Cardinals cannot afford to lose.
He's been victimized by knee injuries a couple of times early in his career.
He's number 98 in the white jersey. It's number 73 Holmes on him. Single block there. He just gets caught up in traffic.
Eric Swan still down. 1 sack already today.
This guy is, we saw him a couple weeks ago against Chicago in the preseason. He was just absolutely dominating, and Ray Rhodes was watching that game and said, when do we have to play these guys? And was very concerned about how they were going to take care of Eric Swan. And Ray Rhodes said there's only a handful of defensive linemen, guys like Cortez Kennedy, Bruce Smith, he mentioned, Reggie White, and Eric Swan, that you start your offensive game plan by saying, hey, how are we going to block those guys, and where do they line up?
Well, the toll has been heavy early on. Kevin Turner in the locker room already. By the way, the preliminary report is sprained knee. And I think we should emphasize that that's just the early diagnosis on Kevin Turner. Eric Hill came to the near side. He was assisted off the field, the middle linebacker of the Cardinals, and now their stellar defensive tackle. There's Eric Hill. Eric Swan is still down at the 43.
Well, that's 2 guys in the middle of your defense that you cannot afford to lose. The middle linebacker and a defensive tackle.
It's a little gimpy as Swan starts to the... It's more than just a little gimpy.
Yeah. Well, it's only week 2, and coaches have to deal with injuries. It's incredibly long season. It is a marathon, Vern, and you have to be able to adjust and deal with situations like this. And there's not a lot of depth around the league anymore because of the salary cap and such. You got a lot of young guys you don't know a lot about, and they have to step up and perform when a guy like Eric Swan goes out.
Ronnie Jones, the defensive coordinator, with a look of concern. Second down, Keith McCants has taken Eric Swan's place. Double tight end set now for the Eagles. scoreless late first quarter. Ricky Waters gets by Lorenzo Lynch. Aeneas Williams goes down to the ankles to make the tackle on Waters.
Yeah, that's a good, hard run by Ricky Waters, and that's what another person injured. My goodness.
Another player at the 40-yard line.
And this is what they brought Ricky Waters here, to make runs, tough runs like this, and obviously catch the ball out of the backfield. But if you give him just a little bit of room, Ricky Waters can make some runs like that.
End of the first quarter. We began the second quarter in the Valley of the Sun. Philadelphia and Arizona scoreless. Vern Lundquist, Pat Hayden here. And the injury toll mounts. Lester Holmes, the starting right tackle, out with an injury on the last play of the first quarter. Otho Davis, the longtime trainer of the Eagles. Antone Davis has taken his spot. Jimmy Johnson moves off the line, now starts in motion. Blitz coming. Cunningham goes in the corner for Calvin Williams. Battle in the corner, and it's an incomplete pass.
And Patrick Hunter, number 24, did the job. And he was a guy that was victimized last week and worked on, and the Eagles felt they could pick on Patrick Hunter, but he took that, was not fooled by the play-action fake, took his responsibility, and really made a very nice, very good defensive play.
And seeing Patrick Hunter at left corner means that they moved Aeneas Williams over to book on Fred Barnett on that last
That's right. Williams is ordinarily the left corner, but one of the things they wanted to do was match him up one-on-one with Barnett. They have that much respect for Fred Barnett, who has killed the Cardinals over the last few years.
2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Waters can't get out of traffic at the 31-yard line. Bernard Wilson grabbed hold of him and hung on for a short ride.
Yeah, Bernard Wilson is as good a run defender as the Cardinals have. They would like to have a little more pass rush at him, but he is a very effective run defender. And it started out where it looked like he was going to have a little bit of room. Well, you see number 94 Wilson, he hangs on, and then he's going to take a swipe at him with his right hand and knock him down. There goes the right hand, knocks the legs out from underneath him.
3rd and 10, scoreless game. Early second quarter. Brett McCrary in. 6-man rush defensively. Pass is intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Hunter, and he's down the sidelines, out of bounds, with his first pick of the season.
Yeah, I don't think that was even a blitz by the Cardinals. Ordinarily, the Cardinals in that situation are going to come after you. But I think they laid back in coverage. Cunningham gets the tip ball. Good pass protection there. He was covered. Yeah, he was covered. Ben Smith tips the ball. Patrick Hunter plays the tip drill. And that's very good team defense without the blitz.
Ben Smith, another former Eagle, was benched in the final 2 games of a 7-game losing streak for Bubby Brister. He is on the bench now.
And he is not injured.
Rodney Peete is on to quarterback the Philadelphia Eagles. Came up as a free agent, having played as a backup to Troy Aikman last year in Dallas, where he threw 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Here's the toss to Ricky Waters. Waters out near the 23-yard line.
Well, Ray Rhodes made it very clear in training camp that there were no sacred cows in this team. That if you didn't perform, you weren't going to play. And he included, by name, Randall Cunningham several times. Randall came out tonight and was 3 of 8 for 29 yards through the interception. And that's why you're seeing Rodney Peete in the ball game now.
So Cunningham on the bench and Rodney Peete in at quarterback. Rodney Peete said one of the reasons he signed with the Eagles was a small window of opportunity to one day be a starter again. He didn't think that opportunity would come in Dallas with Aikman. Left side, Waters. Chased by Seth Joyner. That's good for a first down.
And that was a quick decision by Rodney Peete. He tried to go to his right first. And there wasn't anything on the right side. And there's no hesitation. He made up his mind very quickly. It's a smart play. And Waters was the guy who accepted the fake. You know, it's 1, 2, 3, get rid of the ball with this offense, theoretically. And that's what you saw there with Rodney Peete.
How ironic that Rodney Peete is on in place of Randall Cunningham in a game in which the Eagles are playing against Buddy Ryan, who once pulled Randall Cunningham in a playoff game. Wow. Ricky Waters comes right. That's the 7th carry of the first half for Waters, and he's now equaled the number of yards he had in the opening game last Sunday.
The thing is, Randall Cunningham, though, is a fragile kind of guy. And if you're going to do this early in the season, I mean, you may not get the kind of Randall Cunningham you want when you need him later on in the year, because I promise you, at some point, they're going to have to use him again.
They haven't won without him as a starter. They have won with him as a starter. Despite his tumultuous career, he's been a winner. Maybe not in the playoffs, but his water is coming right. And he gets to the 45-yard line. Take a look at what Randall Cunningham has accomplished as a starter. And given the fact that he's had a seesaw career in Philadelphia, they've been in the playoffs 4 times, and when he's not the starting quarterback, 24-32 the record during his career.
Well, you know, he's had a battle back from injuries and a bruised ego from a year ago. He was very confident that he could run this West Coast offense. They didn't score a touchdown last week, and in a very quick hook by Ray Rhodes.
3rd down, 3rd and 4. 3 wide receivers set. Cardinals are coming. Pete, incomplete.
It was tipped.
Yep.
It is a constant pressure with this defense. They're going to always bring one more guy that you can block. You must make up your mind quickly, and then you have to find a passing lane to get the ball to the receiver. He's wearing this brace on his right hand, as you see Rodney Peete. The ball may have slipped out of his hand. He got hurt in the preseason.
What we obviously don't know, Pat, is whether this decision to bring Pete on is a decision made for the duration of the game, or just an attempt to try and jumpstart an ineffective Eagle offense. The answer will be forthcoming only by the actions of Ray Rhodes. Here's a fair catch at the 20. Anthony Edwards. Well, an interesting game has taken on even more interesting developments. Be right back. Randall Cunningham with the baseball cap on his head. Rodney Peete spent the timeout chatting with the offensive coordinator, John Gruden. Well, these 2 quarterbacks involved here. There's another quarterback who'll be the subject of a special Tuesday night on TNT. An NFL Films presentation, Joe Montana, The Fire Inside. It premieres Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on TNT. No score in this one. 1st and 10, Dave Craig, the quarterback. Blitz coming from Philadelphia. The pass left side. It's caught up at the 29-yard line. Rob Moore makes the grab.
It's hard to believe. Just a few years ago, Randall Cunningham was really the elite player in the league. In 1990, he was the MVP of the league, threw 30 touchdowns, ran for over 900 yards, and now he finds himself struggling for his life as a quarterback in the NFL.
He's in the last year of his contract in Philadelphia, and he described the end of last season as the worst scenario he'd encountered in his 10 years in the league. I'm sure he's disturbed. Craig with another fumble.
That play didn't look good from the very beginning. I mean, Dave Craig was moving people around, and there are a lot of new players on this offensive team of the Cardinals, but they look like last year's offense, quite honestly.
Well, while they try and figure out what's wrong, let's take a look at the Lee Sport scoreboard. We have no score in this game with 8:30 to go in the first half. Minnesota. New England didn't look very good today.
But Miami did. And Irving Fryer had 2 long touchdown receptions.
And the Giants blew a 14-point lead in the 4th quarter and lose in overtime.
Well, Jerry Rice off to an incredibly fast start. Again, they had 100-yard receptions in the 1st quarter.
Back split, 2nd and 6. No score, 8:22 to go, first half. Blitz again. Craig goes deep right side, man coverage. He's got a man open, and Mark McMillan with a terrific job of closing.
Yeah.
Now we're talking 5'7" against 6'3".
Yeah, and that's the Cardinals say we like the size matchup. But when you have a guy like Mark McMillan that can play position and it can time a jump like this, it's not as critical. But you see the size mismatch, 6'3" and 5'7". When he puts his hands up, Rob Moore. Then he puts his hands up. McMillan puts it. That's a perfectly timed play. The offensive player's hands go up. The defensive player's hand goes up and knocks the ball away. That is an exceptionally good play by Mark McMillan.
This is a kid who in his misdirected youth used to spend his hours on